In Invincible, the breakdown of the relationship between Cecil and Mark is a direct result of Cecil's inability to trust Mark, despite expecting Mark to trust him. While Cecil repeatedly tells Mark that he is essential to defending the Earth, his actions speak differently about his true feelings of distrust. This is perfectly shown with the issue of Sinclair and Darkwing and its aftermath. Cecil decided to rehabilitate both Sinclair and Darkwing and use them to help protect the Earth. But Cecil decided not to trust Mark with this information. Cecil instead decided to tell Mark that Sinclair and Darkwing were in jail, which made this issue worse. This lie is the most important takeaway.
What the fuck? But yes. Why the hell is he here? And why the fuck are those things here? Cecil said he put Sinclair away, and Darkwing too, and now they're both working for him? Jesus. I was an idiot to believe Cecil. Even my mom warned me about trusting you, Stan.
We agreed to trust each other, Debbie.
I'm sorry, but Cecil, please. Everything else is secondary to that job. And that's why I can never trust you with either Mark or Oliver's lives.
This does not make any sense because of what Cecil went through when he was younger. When Cecil was an agent of the GDA, he almost died fighting against 2 criminals, and they still managed to kill 17 people. Later on, the director of the GDA rehabilitated those criminals and tried to make them heroes. Cecil had a problem with this and immediately killed them, a problem that is mirrored in Mark. Cecil's own doubts about the rehabilitation of criminals should have made him more empathetic to Mark's own feelings on the matter. If Cecil had taken the time to talk with Mark during their training sessions, he would have had the opportunity to explain his actions and the reasons behind his decisions. As someone who had a similar mindset to Mark when he was younger, Cecil could have said exactly what was needed to convince Invincible that using Sinclair and Darkwing is necessary. Cecil chose not to do this, and we saw what happened when it was eventually revealed.
Well done, Force Fist. You've lost.
What the hell are you doing? How many did we lose?
17. Okay, they work for us now.
They're insane.
They were.
They should be in prison or dead.
People into monsters. He almost killed William. He should be in prison.
They're making up for their mistakes.
Mistakes, that's what you call it?
Mistakes? They murdered people!
I don't work with criminals.
Then what's next?
That he beat that Viltrumite woman who made us all shit our pants 3 months ago. When we're through with him, he'll finally live up to the name.
When Mark confronts Cecil about this lie and the fact that Sinclair and Darkwing are free, he begins to lead Mark to the White Room. Mark has never once attacked anyone that is not a villain, but Cecil does not care about this because he does not trust Mark. In this room, it is revealed that Cecil installed a device in Mark's head while he was in the hospital. This device, designed to incapacitate or even kill Mark if the need arises, is also another betrayal of trust. While Cecil may argue that the device is a precaution in case Mark becomes a threat, the fact that he would even consider such a drastic measure illustrates how little he believes in Mark's ability to make the right choices. Mark, who has repeatedly put his life on the line to protect the planet, deserves the benefit of the doubt and the trust of the people around him, especially the one person he looks to for guidance, Cecil. Cecil expects Mark to trust him, but will never trust him in return.
You killed Angstrom Levy. Should I lock you? Were trying to save lives.
Wait, why are we in here again?
Great room is for my protection.
Protection from what?
From you, Mark. Darkwing and Sinclair don't have your abilities. Because you're scaring the shit out of me right now.
Abilities I only use to help people.
Not that earpiece. The one we implanted when you were in our hospital. The one too deep to reach. Never have to use it, but...
You said I wasn't my dad. Did you even believe that?
Instead, Cecil's actions are a clear demonstration of his unwillingness to trust Mark with the responsibility he so eagerly asks him to shoulder. This lack of trust does not only affect Mark, it impacts other heroes. The Guardians of the Globe, who have fought alongside Mark and put their lives on the line, begin to lose trust in Cecil's leadership as well. Characters like Monster Girl, Rex, and Bulletproof ultimately decide to leave because of Cecil's manipulative and dishonest actions. If Cecil had shown trust in those around him, especially the heroes who are willing to risk their lives for the greater good, he might have been able to maintain their support. However, his constant need for control and his unwillingness to be transparent results in the erosion of his relationships, not just with Mark, but with members of the team. Cecil is the one to blame for all of this. He demands the trust of heroes while simultaneously undermining it with every decision he makes.
Holy shit!
Everyone step back. This has nothing to do with you.
He's trying to kill me!
We're not having this argument here.
I'd like to hear what Invincible has to say.
This isn't a democracy, Bulletproof.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god!
This makes me feel...
Stand down. All of you. I said this doesn't concern you.
Hell, it doesn't.
What even are we to him?
We're weapons.
Things through.
What exactly was he supposed to think it through? When Cecil was frying his brain or when the Frankenbots were killing him?
He'll die again, and again, and again, and Cecil will never even care.
Cecil did that to Mark. Who's to say he wouldn't do that to all of us?
I can't work for a man I don't trust.
Shapesmith? Samson?
You have 2 hours to leave before I throw you out myself.
Trust is essential for any successful team, and Cecil's inability to foster that trust led to the collapse of both his relationship with Mark and the Guardians. Keeping secrets while the threat of an invasion by aliens exists is just nonsense. While Cecil wants to protect Earth and has stated numerous times that you are either the good guys or the ones that save the world, the implication being that you have to do evil things in order to protect the world. His actions so far are just dumb. Sinclair and Darkwing are relatively weak compared to Mark. Their rehabilitation is not worth losing the one Viltrumite that is trying to protect Earth, and the device inside Mark's head was removed the same day Mark found out about it. Because of Cecil, Invincible no longer wants to work with him, and members of the Guardians have left the team. If Cecil did not keep any secrets or was smart enough not to do dumb things, none of this would have happened.
Bad guys reform, good guys forget what they're fighting for. We can be the good guys, or we can be the guys that save the world.
By treating Mark and the Guardians as tools to be controlled rather than trusted partners, Cecil sabotages his own efforts to safeguard the planet. Trust and communication were the critical issues at play, and Cecil's inability to offer either ultimately led to the tragic unraveling of the relationships he relied on.